A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Guys, those are the words that we know and we love. The Second Amendment is the amendment that maintains our individual liberty here in America and keeps tyranny at bay. Without the Second Amendment, the rest of them fall, beginning with free speech. On this channel, I document cities and towns, mayors, governors, congressmen, senators, and alike who constantly attempt to chip away at our right to keep and bear arms. Well, today I'm here to tell you about a township in Michigan that is doing something about it that makes me smile. Yes, this township has formed a militia to resist the unconstitutional gun control being passed by Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And she's been passing a ton of it lately. Guys, welcome to Guns and Gadgets, the premier source of Second Amendment news. If you think the Second Amendment is more important than any BS that any governor or congressman or mayor or governor can whip up to try to take away that right, then smash the like button down below and subscribe to Guns and Gadgets, and I'll keep you in the loop every single day. Let's talk about Holton Township in Muskegon County, which has declared itself not only a Second Amendment sanctuary, but it's created a militia in hopes of protecting the citizens' constitutional rights from that evil, evil Gretchen Whitmer. Here is the first part, that's the resolution declaring the township a Second Amendment sanctuary. But wait, there's more. It says, whereas the Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of our nation, and whereas the Second Amendment to the Constitution states, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And whereas the United States Supreme Court has affirmed that the right of the individual to keep and bear arms, as protected under the Second Amendment, is incorporated by the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment against the states. And whereas the United States Supreme Court has affirmed in the District of Columbia versus Heller an individual's right to possess firearms unconnected with service in a militia for traditionally lawful purposes such as self-defense within the home. And whereas the United States Supreme Court in U.S. v. Miller and District of Columbia versus Heller stated that firearms that are part of ordinary military equipment with use that could contribute to the common defense are protected by the Second Amendment. And whereas the Holton Township Board are concerned about the passage of any bill containing language which could be interpreted as infringing the rights of the citizens of Holton Township to keep and bear arms, and whereas the Holton Township Board declares and confirms its support of the Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States and Article 1, Section 6 of the Michigan Constitution, and whereas the Holton Township Board declares and confirms express opposition to any law that would unconstitutionally restrict the rights of the citizens of Holton Township to keep and bear arms, and whereas the Holton Township Board took an oath to support and defend the United States and Michigan constitutions, and whereas the Holton Township Board declares and confirms to express its intent to stand as a sanctuary township for Second Amendment rights and to oppose within the limits of the Constitution of the United States and the Commonwealth of Michigan any efforts to unconstitutionally restrict such rights. Now, therefore, be it hereby resolved that the people of Holton Township, through their duly elected members of the Holton Township Board, hereby designate Holton Township as a Second Amendment sanctuary in order to preserve for the people of, on and in Holton Township, the inalienable rights guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States of America. Furthermore, that the Holton Township Board hereby expresses their intent to uphold the Second Amendment rights of the citizens of Holton Township, Michigan. Furthermore, that the Holton Township Board hereby declares its intent to oppose any infringement on the right of law-abiding citizens to keep and bear arms. We, the people of Holton Township, Michigan, through this resolution hereby declare our inalienable rights, our freedom, and our liberty as guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States of America. And you can see the signature that it has been adopted. Now, the best here to come is the resolution creating the militia. Now, there are a few parts of it that I would change, but this is great. I'll talk about the couple parts that I think should be changed or weren't needed, but here it is. Township of Holton, County of Muskegon, State of Michigan, hereby resolves to adopt policies necessary for the security and rights of Holton Township residents. All legal residents with primary residency within the Township of Holton have the opportunity to be a member of the Holton Township Militia by stating on open media or to friends and or family or by letter stating their desire to be a member of the Holton Township Militia unless otherwise noted below. And those would be any resident under the age of 18, any resident that cannot pass a federal firearms background check, any resident whom doesn't desire to be in the Holton Township Militia. And number 2, from this date forward, therefore, all items listed below are protected from any federal, executive, county, or state regulations for the protection of a Holton Township residents. All firearms in which the stock hits the shoulder that are legal by federal law as of 3/27/21. This includes all semi-automatic rifles and shotguns. All pistols or handguns that are legal by federal law as of 3/27/21. This includes all semi-automatic handguns or pistols. All ammunition that is legal under federal law as of 3/27/21. That includes any current caliber. This includes any ammunition and quantity of ammunition that is intended for self-defense and or hunting. This also protects the rights for the people to reload their own ammunition. All accessories that are legal by federal law as of 3/27/21. This includes stocks, grips, optics, magazines, clips, and suppressors. Any body armor that is legal under federal law as of 3/27/21. Holton Township will not acknowledge any new laws that are associated with red flag laws or any other infringement of the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. Holton Township will not acknowledge any new regulation that prohibits open carry or concealed carry. Number 4, this policy does not give any member the right to take violence into their own hands or act above the law in any way. This shall be recorded as the addendum to the resolution declaring Holton Township, Michigan, a Second Amendment sanctuary to stop any infringement on our Second Amendment rights as defined in the Bill of Rights in the United States Constitution as adopted by the Holton Township Board on this 14th day of November 2023. Pretty solid, and I really think that this needs to happen again. If you go back into our history of this country, when the government, which at the time was England, when they became oppressive and started to chip away on the rights of Americans, or the colonists, right? And the intolerable acts were passed, and they wanted to tax everything to make the people of Boston pay for being a ruckus group who pushed back and wanted their rights. The militia handled things, right? So militia members in New England, this is one of the things I think is wrong on that resolution. Militia members in New England were of any age, including under 18, which is an arbitrary number that's been imposed over the years. But if a militia is actually activated and has to go to work, it needs to be all hands on deck. It doesn't matter if some federal law that says if you're this age, you can't touch that item, or if you've done this, you're a bad person and you can never stand up and defend yourself or your country. Inalienable means just that. Shall not be infringed means just that. We have come to a point in this country, and I moved things around here in the backdrop, where the Betsy Ross flag, and there's Betsy herself right there sewing it up, that, according to the FBI, that can make you an extremist. Loving this country and all it stands for can make you an extremist. Guys, we didn't need these types of resolutions when there was a revolution back in the day, and we sure as hell don't need them now. But it is good to see this township stand against the governor. And my hope is that they get a lot of support from the people within that township. And maybe to see other townships do the same thing. You know what? Hey, you know what, government? You know what, governor? You know what, mayors? We're done. You're not taking our rights. That's what I have for you this morning. I want to hear what you think down below. I think we need to take our country back. Guys and gals, if you love America, you love the Second Amendment, I will bring you that information every single day. You want all that info, just subscribe to the channel down below. Check your subscription. A lot of people are still saying they've been unsubscribed. In fact, I was at the cigar lounge the other day, and a buddy of mine said, yeah, I was actually unsubscribed from Johnny's channel. So check it out. double check it for us. It helps get the word out. Like the video, share it, do the things. Appreciate y'all. Be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. That's what it's all about. It's not about some feds, some hacks in Washington, D.C. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.